Hi, everyone. My name is Annika Schneider, and I use she, her pronouns, and I am the Director of Exhibitions and Artist Programs at Minnesota Center for Book Arts. We might also be joined by Leslie Wondergood, who is our Consignment Artist Coordinator, for this info session. But thank you all so much for joining for this info session. I'm going to start by sharing some slides, and then there will be time for Q&A as well. Oh, Leslie just entered. Hi, Leslie. I was just getting started and I'm about to share the slides. Um, I kind of already introduced you, but you can also introduce yourself if you want.
Sure. Um,
Are you talking, Leslie? I cannot hear you if you are.
Oh, now, can you hear
Oh,
me?
I can hear you now. I can hear perfect. Okay, great.
You can hear me. Okay. I think I was trying to use my headphones mic. Okay. Anyway, hi, I'm Leslie. I run the consignment program at MCBA. My pronouns are they, them. And yeah, I this is like me and Annika's collaboration event. So yeah, all right. And Annika made awesome slides, and I'm excited to see these awesome slides.
Great. And if anyone like during the slides has any questions, feel free to like throw that in the chat and we'll either
Mhm.
get to them in the moment or when we're done. But please feel free to do that. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. So this is our logo for new editions this year. We're very excited. Oop. Okay, so I started with who is MCBA just because this is open to all artists internationally, so you may never have actually been to our space before. So MCBA is the largest book art center of its kind, celebrating the book as dynamic contemporary art form that takes many shapes. We create access to specialized book arts tools, equipments, knowledge, and support interdisciplinary artistic development, expanding opportunities for people who have been underrepresented in the field, and present exhibitions and educational programs that create connections around art of the book, innovation, and advance the future of the field. We're located in the Open Book Building on Washington Avenue in downtown Minneapolis. You might be familiar with either the Loft Literary Center or Milkweed Editions, which are also housed in the building. This is our lobby of the building. And then this is the outside of our shop at MCBA. So New Editions is really a collaboration between the gallery and the shops. We'll talk more about that. This is the outside of our gallery of our main gallery space that New Editions takes place within. We also have an Outlook gallery, which is next to the shop. You can see here, which is a 24/7 viewable space, sort of installation space. And then here is some views of our studios. We have letterpress, paper making, marbling, a bindery, and more. So, what is New Editions? New Editions is a biannual celebration featuring new artist books, photo books, chapbooks, zines, broadsides, and other hand-printed work created by local and international artists. So our last one was in 2023. Works will be on display and on sale in MCBA's main gallery from October 11th to October 27th, 2025. So this is a little different than in previous years and in 2023 if you participated, where it was a two-day event. It is now on view for 2 weeks with a preview party on Friday, October 10th from 6 to 9 p.m. New Editions offers something for everyone from seasoned collectors to new enthusiasts with items listed at a variety of price points. And then about the sort of preview party itself. So again, it's that Friday. It's what kind of opens up the 2 weeks and New Editions. So it is a ticketed event that features the selected artist works, catered food. It's kind of a party. I'll show images from 2023. And then from Saturday, October 11th to Sunday, October 26th, the sale is free and open to the public. Um, oh yeah, go ahead, Leslie.
I just was like, I don't want to cut you off. I just wanted to answer something that had been asked to us already, just to make sure this crew hears it too. Because people asked about risograph as an example of if that's something we accept, and the answer is a yes. I don't feel like there's a perfect way to say what falls under the umbrella, but like we wouldn't accept like inkjet or laser prints, but because the Rizzo is like a process that like you have to, change the ink out and stuff like that, that does like fall more under our umbrella. So like I would say I would encourage people apply and will like it's worth seeing if it falls into these, but I generally think of it as like stuff that has like content in it. Like if you think of like we wouldn't like this wouldn't be something to submit like handmade journals to. But if you handmade a book and you set the type in it and stuff like that, letterpress printed the type, or if you photocopied zines, the content is in there. And uh yeah, that was just what I wanted to throw in there to be
Yeah.
like that is something that you can submit.
And if you have any specific questions, just feel free to reach out to us if something seems like a good fit or not, since there isn't really a hard line, as the nature is of art. So anyway, the application call, selection, and acceptance process. We're going to talk about that. The application is open from May 1st to May 31st at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. So please make sure to make note of that. That is when it will close. You can't submit anything after. That is in Central Time. And really, with a call this big, we cannot make exceptions. So it is a partnership between the main gallery and the shop. So here is an image of our shop from the inside if you haven't seen it before. So in our shop, we can have a wide variety of things from consignment artists, from, handbound journals, prints, zines, and like so much more. So it's kind of what we accept for new editions. It's not fully the scope of what we have in the shop and you might have on consignment in the shop. It's sort of a segment of that. And then here's another view of the outside of the main gallery. So here are some images of what the preview party and new editions looked like last year. So you can also sort of see some examples of things that we featured in 2023. So artist books, small ones, different kinds, zines, and we really try to like think about like, making this event like fun and approachable to everything. We really have like collecting is for everyone in mind with creating this event. And people picked all kinds of things. It was really fun and great and so fun to see what people purchased and took home with them. Okay, so just a little bit to go over the event, which this will look different this year. It's our first time having it for 2 weeks. So what sales looked like during the event. Friday night, we had $4,886 of sale. Saturday, $3,944 of sales. Total $8,830 of sales during New Editions weekend. We probably will not have that stamina over 2 weeks, but it'll be interesting to see what it looks like over 2 weeks. Total New Editions pieces sold 147. 25 pieces sold out completely during the event. 200 tickets were sold to the event, and we selected 151 pieces from 84 artists, and 155 artists submitted work for New Editions. Those numbers will also look different this year because I wanted to mention, so last year you can submit up to 5 pieces. So last year, those 155 artists who submitted work could submit up to 5 pieces in one application. This year, we're asking you to do a separate application for each piece. So that number is going to go up a lot for the actual total number of applications, but maybe not necessarily like the volume of actual pieces that are submitted. Okay, so here's the application process. So again, make sure to get in your applications on time, May 31st at 11:59 p.m. Artwork submitted must have been created between May 2023 and May 2025, so the last 2 years. You cannot use AI in any part of the process. We don't accept work that uses artificial intelligence in any way. Artists can submit 1 to 5 pieces for consideration, and each piece this year must be a separate application. Example, if you are submitting 3 pieces for consideration, you must submit a total of 3 applications. Please do not submit more than 5 applications or pieces. We cannot actually cut that off in submittable, but we will only look at the first 5 submitted. Leslie, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, also note that those pieces, if you have multiples, which I feel like usually about 3/4 do, because it'll be like a series of prints or a bunch of zines or whatever. If we accept something, we might either request one or multiple depending on the cost. So if it was like an artist book that was quite expensive and you had multiple, we might only want to take in one or two. But if you had like a zine, we might accept like 3 to 6 of those to sell. So even though you're submitting 1 to 5 pieces, consider that like if 2 pieces got accepted and we wanted 6 of each, you might have a total of like 12 of, but they're like multiples of the same things. So just wanted to add that part on.
Yeah. So basically, we are gonna accept the quantity of a piece that like we think we can reasonably sell. So yes, if it is $1,000 artist book, we're probably not gonna take multiple copies. That would be hard for us to sell like 3 at that price. But if it's a $5 zine, sorry about my dog, we might take several of those. So what you're submitting itself. Sh- Sorry. Um, Artwork images. You can submit up to 5 images. You have to submit at least one, but we give you the option to submit up to 5, all corresponding didactic information, and an optional artist statement. Artists must include the following didactic information for each piece: title of artwork, date of creation, medium, and retail price. And then please make note that artist receives 60, Molly, stop it. 60% of the retail price. So please price your work accordingly, knowing that you, as the artist, receive 60% of that price.
I was gonna say just hop. Sorry if I'm just trying to hop
Okay.
in sometimes. I was gonna say if you have no idea how you want to price something, I always recommend going to our online shop and looking at similar work. So if you're like, it's a risograph zine that's a half letter, go see if we have something similar. I'll drop our shop in the chat. I dropped our emails already. But so you can take a look at that, and that might give you an idea of how other people are pricing it. Um, Unfortunately, it sometimes will feel like you're getting like you're underpaying yourself in order to make sure your stuff sells. But I like to think that part of that is also that you are getting your work in like a brick and mortar physical space, and you're not like it's not even like a tabling event where you're there. Like we are helping you sell your work, you know. So it's got a lot of advantages. But yeah, in terms of figuring out prices, I always suggest go look at similar stuff in our shop, see what people are selling it for. That'll give you a better idea of what you might want to sell it for.
Great. Okay. That's everything for that slide. Okay, a little bit more into the application materials. Again, 1 to 5 images, label info. We also give options for supplemental text. So this is like if you have an artist book or a zine and you can't show every page in the images, you could provide a PDF of what all the text is, so we can read it. The artist statement is optional. We have a question, what do book arts mean to you, which is also optional, and anything else we should know, optional, and demographics optional. So we try to keep it like as simple as you can, but we want to leave the option for you also to share as much as you feel like you need to share with us for us to understand you and your piece. What are we looking for? So we are looking for new items to bring into the shop. So new editions work will be stocked in MCBA's shop for 6 months following the event. So we really want this to be an opportunity to bring in new pieces, new artists into the shop. We are looking again for zines, prints, artist books, sellable work, work that we feel like we can sell, which is hard to define, but Leslie can probably also answer some questions about that. We're looking for a variety of price points. Again, we're trying to create this event with collecting is for everyone in mind. So we want, a full range of price points. We will possibly, depending on how many are submitted, like limit the amount of artist books that are very high price points, and be a little more stringent on how many of those we take than maybe lower price zines or other things.
Yeah, I was gonna say new editions specifically because this event alternates with the MCBA prize, and I always like to think of MCBA prize as like the price points in MCBA prize are often priced like almost like for collections. You know, those are very high price, like high, very expensive pieces. New editions where we focus a lot more on like a middle to low range because the idea is supposed to be you can be collecting art even if you're not a university collection or something. So new editions, I feel like we're especially looking for stuff that's priced. I can answer the question in Luke's question really quick while I'm at it. But yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out with prices. Luke, yes, the answer is yes. You are definitely welcome to resubmit a book that you already applied for. If you filled out the application and it hasn't been processed yet, you'll get those applications will be looked at separately. We're able to accept more stuff to consignment than to new editions. And I was going to say the same goes for if you are an artist who's already in the shop and you have a piece that was made within the time frame, the May 2023 to May 2025. We can take some work. We don't want to have a ton of work that's already in the shop, but we've only had like a couple pieces who asked, a couple people who have asked, like, can I submit something that's already in the shop right now? And I say yes because it's like a special feature, you know. So yes, if you already submitted to the consignment program, you can also submit to this. Those are two separate applications, and you could be accepted to consignment, but not new editions. So
And this isn't to say that like you shouldn't submit high-priced artist books. Like we definitely had a good number last time and did sell some, and I believe we sold two, three collections during the new editions. I think we sold the Hennepin County Library, MCAD, and maybe the Historical Society. I can't remember offhand. So like if you have a new artist book like you're really excited about, and you want to get out there, like we absolutely want to see that too. And even if it's not a good fit for new editions, like we also always are looking for new artists to bring into our programs in different ways and want to see your work as well. Um, we are also looking for work that brings diversity to book arts and work that expands the field of book arts.
we got another question in the chat. The range of the high priced items last time. I don't think I know that off the top of my head. That's something I could look into. But I think, oh man, Annika, do you have even an idea of what the most expensive thing might have been?
Um,
I think we had a $2,000 book.
yeah, let's wait till the end and we can look that
Sure.
up. Yeah,
Great. Sounds good.
I do know where to look for that. I was looking at that spreadsheet the other day. I just need to refresh. Okay, so the next steps after submission, um, the the work is juried by a panel of MCBA staff. Me and Leslie are two of those staff members. And we will make our selections of both the pieces and quantity of each piece. Artists will be notified of selection by June 28th. Again, yes, multiples of a piece might be requested. Artists will complete all of their paperwork by July 12th, and shipping of work to MCBA needs to be completed by July 26th. Okay, questions. We're at questions. So I know that one question. So I'm going to stop share and look up the answer about that.
I'm going to be running around for like 2 seconds because I'm getting out of a library room that I rented so that the next group can use it. But I'm here and I am happy to answer consignment questions.
Um, and I am not looking at the chat right now, so I will not see your question for a moment. So just like give me a second. Okay, so our range last year, our lowest price item was $2.50. Our highest price item was $1,850, and we had over $500. We had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 pieces. And then sort of between the $100 mark and the $500 mark, we had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25-ish pieces. Are there any other questions? Did we miss anyone's questions? Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah. And I put our emails in the chat. So you should be able to see them if you've been here the whole time. Feel free to email either of us. I will generally know more consignment information, and Annika will know more gallery related information. Um, but yeah, please feel free to reach out with any questions. If you are unsure if you should apply, I say you should go for it. I talk to a lot of artists who talk about having imposter syndrome about if they should apply or not. And I'm like, literally, worst case scenario, you get the practice of trying out an application. And the best case scenario, you get to be in the show and in the shop.
Absolutely. And, this is something that like both Leslie and I really enjoyed, and we had so much fun like selecting the pieces and like getting to learn new artists and new work and just, also think about how we can bring these artists into the MCBA community. Would you, when the next consignment call will be issued? I think you're,
So, like about asking about like the consignment program when the application will reopen? Is that your question, Chella? Perfect. Yeah, so I would say that next application would probably open early 2026. The new additions years, we don't have as much application time just because of new additions, like preparing the event is a lot of work. Since there's just a few of us who are working on it, and we have to usually get in like anywhere from 40 to 50 new artists and all these new pieces and stuff. So we have a newsletter you can sign up for on our website. I linked the shop, but if you just delete the shop part from that URL, you'll be on our main website, and that's where you can sign up for our newsletter. Otherwise, I would also suggest following us on Instagram because that's a place that here we go. I'll share the website. That's a place where we would announce that. So, oh, Luke's on top of it. But yeah, so application, our like normal consignment application will be open longer next year. It was only open a month this year. I'm thinking we might want to even like adjust that on new editions years because it felt kind of silly. But yeah, on non-new editions years, it's usually open for a few months, and it usually opens in like February-ish. So yeah.
yeah. Okay. Last chance for any questions, I guess. Okay. If you think of anything else, please do reach out. Leslie and I are both available to you.
I'll drop our emails one more time.
And we will also be posting this info session for your reference or any other artists who could not make it tonight.
Yes, and please feel free to share it.
Yes.
Yay, please do submit. It's definitely worth it. I love the whole experience is super fun as the people who get to look through everything. So
Yes.
please submit it and we will love looking at it and yeah, good luck.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening. Bye.